Hello, people of the internet, and to the kids at my school who may be watching. I'm gonna address the hat already. This video gets 5 likes. I wear this hat to school, and I'll upload a video of me wearing it to school. The Sir Goat is gonna wear a straw hat to school if this video gets 5 likes. But this video, we're gonna go over my top 10 favorite characters in fiction. And at number 10, we're gonna start with Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. The reason I have him in my number 10 spot is because I like the journey from him being the young slave on Tatooine to his rise as Anakin Skywalker in the Jedi Army to inevitably becoming Darth Vader after the manipulation that Palpatine did to him. But we're also going to go into his time as Darth Vader. He did terrible things as Darth Vader, but he was able to redeem himself by killing Palpatine at the end, which I like, because I like redemption stories from a villain who seemed irredeemable to being the hero of the story at the end. I like characters who have redemption arcs. And a lot of these characters on here do have redemption arcs or did inspire me in a way. But Darth Vader Anakin didn't really inspire me. I just liked his journey from the young slave on Tatooine to the slow manipulation that Palpatine did to him, and becoming who seemed irredeemable to being the hero of the galaxy by saving Luke Skywalker at the end of Return of the Jedi and killing Palpatine at the end. That's why I have him in number 10. But my number 9 spot is a character from my favorite series, One Piece, and that is Nico Robin from One Piece. She started out as what seemed just another villain working under the main villain of the arc when she was Miss All Sunday, who then joined the Straw Hats at the end of the Alabasta arc because Luffy had saved her life when she just wanted to die. And I didn't really know if I was going to like her character at first, but I was like, you know what, she saved Luffy a few times during Alabasta and was going to help him out, but he didn't allow it. So I didn't know if I was going to like her character at first. Okay. But what made me like her character was the Water 7 Enies Lobby saga. She went from who seemed like a static character to one of the best written characters in the series with her backstory that genuinely made me cry. I did genuinely cry at Robin's backstory, but I also did cry more at Brooks. I actually cried a lot watching One Piece. I'm gonna make a whole hour video about why I love it. Not just how it changed my life like my last one, but I'm gonna make a whole hour video why I love One Piece as a series. But continue on what I was saying about Robin. She became a vital character to the One Piece universe by being revealed she is the only one who can read poneglyphs to find Laugh Tale, so Luffy can become the king of the pirates. And as I said, her redemption story from what seemed like just a cold-hearted assassin to a somewhat mother figure to the Straw Hat Pirates and a vital asset to the crew later on in the series. In her redemption story, as I was saying, she went from almost destroying a country to saving them with the Straw Hat Pirates, which I love. As I said, I love redemption stories. Number 8, I have Batman. I don't think I really need to go into why I have Batman here. He used to be number 1 until I actually got really invested in One Piece and understanding characters on dynamic ways. Because I was like, oh my god, superhero who saves people, that's really cool. But unfortunately, he fell to number 8 because of the characters I have coming up. Number 7, I have Invincible from Invincible. The name kind of just goes along with it. I like Invincible because he never backs down from the challenges that are ahead and is willing to stop what he's doing to care for the ones he loves, such as Eve in the Invincible War. Some people are saying, oh, he was a baby for sitting out of the Invincible War. He wasn't. If the planet is being attacked by people who look identical to you, you're going to want to hide. Because, if one person isn't listening to you, you're going to die. Which was addressed at the beginning of the Invincible War on why he sat out of the war after Eve got attacked. Because without Eve, people are just probably going to kill him. Which is why I can excuse him sitting out of the war. But back to why I love Invincible, it's because he never backed down from a challenge and was willing to do whatever he had to do to protect the ones he loved. The I Thought You Were Stronger scene is a perfect example of this. It showed his mental conflict when he killed somebody in Season 2, but then in Season 3, he was like, I'm killing people who are attacking my family. I haven't read too much of the comics yet, I'm going off of the show, and I really like his character in the show. And his win-loss ratio isn't great, but his win-loss ratio is not supposed to represent the name Invincible. The name represents his undefined willpower to just keep on going through anything. At number 6, I have Omni-Man. He's my favorite character in Invincible, who went from just a cold-blooded Viltrumite who didn't care to a man who wants to stop the Empire and try to redeem himself for what he did on Earth. And as I said, I love redemption stories, which is why I love Omni-Man and why he's my favorite character in the series. I also like the costume a lot. I love his gameplay in Mortal Kombat. And as I said, I like his redemption story, and I'm excited to see where he goes in Season 4 with Alan. Alan, he couldn't make it on here, unfortunately. Neither could my king, Rexplode. R.I.P. Rex. God, but not forgotten. But, that's really what I have to say about Omni-Man, but at number 5, I have Zuko from Avatar. As I said, I'm a sucker for redemption stories. The way he went from a prince who wanted nothing but revenge and wanted his honor for bringing Aang into the Fire Lord. Yeah, so he could get his throne back. Which, Season 1, I was like, he's cool. I like firepower, but he doesn't feel that, well of a character. But Season 2, oh my god. He was a great character in Zuko alone, which was all fleshing out his character, which I loved. Iroh was actually a really close contender for this list, but all these other characters, impacted me in a way in life I have to explain in a video or an upcoming video, such as my One Piece one. But Zuko is on here because, as I said, I'm a sucker for redemption stories, and something I learned from Zuko was never back down and never betray the ones you love. Because Season 3, when he reunited with Iroh, it showed, don't betray the ones you love, because you may not get that second chance. But thankfully, Iroh, being the GOAT he is, was like, Zuko, I don't hate you. You did what I know what you did was wrong, but I don't hate you. And that lesson right there was, you can make mistakes and be forgiven. I love his redemption story in Season 2 and 3. Zuko alone is my favorite episode in Avatar, because it shows his redemption story. And his redemption story was really my first wake-up call to how redemption stories can be great. And I'm trying to use redemption stories in my own series I'm writing. Invulnerable, that's what it's called. Go check it out. Name inspired by Invincible. Heavy inspiration from One Piece and Vinland Saga for redemption. I have no enemies, which I'm going to get into later in the video. I also got to make a video on Vinland Saga soon. But, yeah. I'm going to end it here with Zuko, and we're going to go on to number 4. My homie Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh my god, I cried when he died the first time I played it. Arthur Morgan, as I said with a lot of these other characters, is a character about redemption. From being a cold-blooded gunslinger, I don't care if I kill people, I need money so we can get to Tahiti, I'm going to be loyal to Dutch Vanderland no matter what, to a compassionate, caring man who understands that not everyone has the money they need to buy what they need at the end of the game if you do money lending and other sins, is a entire storyline about him forgiving people his debts when he's not supposed to, because they're either poor, they can't afford it, they need money, and he just like, you know what? Don't even bother with the debt. It's absolved. I understand your situation now. Don't bother paying me back. And another mission with the Downs family, if you had high enough honor, you could see what happened to this family and help them at the end of the game. And give them the money they need to fund their life and do what they need to do, and they end up doing really well because of Arthur giving them the money they need. Which is just another inspiring redemption story that I love. But now we're going to get into the main story of the game. He was like, I will forever be loyal to Dutch Vanderland. But by the end of the game, he saw that Dutch was not the same man that he was at the beginning, and was just losing control and killing people for no reason when he didn't have to. So he saw this and he was like, I don't know if I can follow this guy anymore. And by the end of the game, he was betrayed by Dutch, the man he dedicated his life to, who was like his father figure at one point. And instead, he helped his best friend, John Marston, to save his family and live the life he needed to by sacrificing himself on the edge of a cliff, fighting one of my least favorite characters in fiction, Micah Bell, to the death. He was like, I won. I exposed you. I don't care that I'm dying of tuberculosis anymore. I had a good life. I won this battle. And I'm going to die with honor. Which was just an inspiring moment. With, even though he lost, he won. Which is just another inspiring redemption story, which is what I love in my stories. But number 1, 2, and 3 can easily be switched around at any time. Number 3, who can be 2 or 1 depending on the day, is Thorfinn from Vinland Saga. Oh my god, Vinland Saga is the perfect redemption story in my opinion. A man who was like 6 when he first saw his father die, who was out for revenge his whole life. In season 1 and in books like 1 through 4, I've read books 1 through 6 of Vinland Saga. I know, nerd, I read. Oh, I just ate dinner. Sorry. But, his story from just a violent war killer, not caring if you're innocent or not, like, you could say he was objectively evil in season 1. But in all season 1, he was just going blindly with Askeladd because he was like, I need revenge. You killed my dad. I need revenge on you. Even though his dad died in front of him saying, Thorfinn, you have no enemies. Do not kill these men. Don't kill anyone. You have no enemies in life. No one in the world deserves to get hurt. No one should get hurt. And everyone can be redeemed. But Thorfinn didn't care because he was like, I need revenge. So all of season 1, he just went blindly with Askeladd, killing anyone he had to get stronger to kill Askeladd, which was all pointless at the end of season 1 because of the fact Askeladd died by the hands of the king after he killed the former king. In season 2, you don't even see Thorfinn at all in episode 1 of season 2, which was honestly a surprise to me the first time I watched it with my dad. So the entire episode, you're like, what happened to Thorfinn? Did he get killed? Did he get sold as a slave? What happened to him? And at the end, when you see him all depressed and wanting to fucking kill himself, you're like, damn. And honestly, season 2, I was not bored at all watching it. Because I like character development, I like world building, I like seeing what characters are doing and how they interact with each other. And you're going to see why I love character development coming up. And in this one, it's because I love season 2 because of the journey it put Thorfinn on from a former just killer not caring any at all to a absolute man who's like, I refuse violence, I hate it, I refuse to kill, I will take 100 punches to save this farm and not spill a single drop of blood doing it. Aside from my own blood, which I will use to save this farm from people who hated me, who almost killed me at one point. I don't care. I have no enemies. I will not kill a single person. I will not kill a single one of you. Just let me speak to your king. You're like, if you withstand 100 punches, we'll let you see the king. And then he pulled one of my favorite scenes in fiction. He stood there like, I have no enemies. I was like, holy hell, this man's a G. Oh yeah, I'm sitting down now. And that one scene made me realize violence is pointless and you shouldn't fight people no matter what. I mean, obviously there are times you're going to have to defend yourself in life, but this scene was like, don't fight over pointless stuff like words. War is stupid. Never fight war. It should be up to the commanders of war, not the people who just met each other. And no matter what people have done to you, help them. Help them no matter what they've done. Which is something I've taken, and I've ran with it, and I've felt happier ever since. Some of these people I'm friends with now, I probably wouldn't have been friends with if it wasn't for this series showing me forgive people. Forgiveness. It's important. And I honestly would probably not have forgiven most of these people and been their friends. 1 second. And I was like, damn. And I ran with it. And you know, some kids still don't like me, but do y'all know something? I still hold the door for them. I still say thank you when they help me. One kid recently, he fucking hates me, but I still hold the door for him. I still don't treat him like shit. Because I know that no matter what someone has done, I should help them. I should help them become the best version of themselves they can. And I do that. And I refuse to start a fight. Someone punches me, I won't fight back unless I know it's the last resort. You can spit on me, pour a drink on me, punch me, throw food at me, kick me, insult me. You can do whatever you want, but I will not fight you unless you give me a perfectly valid reason. At number 2, number 1 and 2 can easily be switched at a moment's notice depending on how I feel. But as of now, my number 2 is my main man, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece. This man changed my life in so many ways I can't go into, which I already made the How One Piece Changed My Life video where I went into this, but this man, as I said in that video, is like an older brother I never had. I look up to him. This is exactly why I have this hat, because of how much I look up to Luffy. He showed me chase your dreams, never back down from a challenge. Be yourself, don't let others judge you. No matter what you do, or no matter how hard or impossible it may seem, never lose sight of your goal. That is a quote from Luffy that I am sticking to for the rest of my life. Because no matter how hard or impossible it may seem, he showed me never give up on your goal. Never give up on others. Never betray your friends. I refuse to be the one to end a friendship anymore. Unless it's a perfectly valid reason to. And honestly, he showed me that no matter how long or short your friendship is, do whatever you need to do for that friend. My best friend, who's basically my brother at this point, Roxas is my best friend in years. He's stuck with me, and I'm stuck with him. And honestly, he's the best friend I could ask for in times where I didn't know what to do anymore. He was one of my best friends that I've ever had. And I know he probably feel the same way. Honestly. But there's only one. But Luffy showed me never give up. Gear 5 is just his undefined willpower, making him come back from the grave and saying, hey, I'm gonna beat your ass, Kaido. I don't care. And honestly, this man changed my life. And I'm going to make a whole hour video just describing why I love One Piece and Luffy, my number 1 favorite character. I could go on for hours about Luffy. I really could. But my number 1 favorite character in all of fiction, hands down, even though 1, 2, and 3 can be switched, but I'm feeling my number 1 right now, Vinsmoke Sanji from One Piece. This man showed me you're not pussy if you fight with your legs. I've always fought better with my legs. I really have. And people say I'm a pussy for that. But no, if you don't know how to fight with your legs, if you say you're a pussy for fighting with your legs, you just don't know how to fight with your legs. It's a very complicated way of fighting. But he showed me, love yourself and accept your flaws. Everyone has their flaws. I was ashamed of my flaws. I really was. But this man showed me, don't be ashamed of your flaws. It's what makes you beautiful. Flaws are what make you perfect. Because his whole life, he was told he was a worthless failure because he wasn't as strong with his brothers for a good majority of his life. But he, instead of letting them die, he said, I'm going to save my family. Because I can't let people die if I can save them. So he went there, saved his family who abused him for years. Just to say, hey, I'm better. Not I'm better, but hey, I don't care. I can't let people die if I can save them. And honestly, that's what I love. I love characters who are willing to put their bodies on the line for people who hated them. And this is another reason that I say, no matter what someone's done to you, no matter what they've done, always treat them with, well, don't always, I mean, obviously some people, no. Help people no matter what. Which is why I love Sanji's character. He helped people who abused him, mentally, verbally, physically. And he still helped them because he can't let people die if he can save them. As I was saying, his character is accept your flaws and love yourself for who you are, which is what everyone should do. But by modern standards, if you have a flaw, you get bullied, which is not right. We all have our flaws, and we all have things that make us imperfect, but those imperfections are what make you perfect in life. Because if everyone is the same without their flaws, there's no point to being a human anymore. You're not human. You're just another mindless thing wandering the planet. Flaws are what make you perfect, and that is what Sanji taught me. I have my flaws, and you know what? Because of him, I learned accept my flaws and love myself, regardless of what your flaws may be. I have my flaws. I was ashamed of them till I saw Sanji, which is why I love his character and why he's my favorite. And he inspired me to be a cook myself, which I'm forever grateful for. But this video has gone on long enough. You all have a great night, and I actually am going to be reviewing the new John Wick movie that's coming out soon, probably this Friday. So, yeah, have a great night. Oh, I'll also be reviewing the new Iron Maiden album when it comes out. Have a great night, you guys. As I said, 5 likes, I wear this to school.